Hello, everyone. I hope that you are doing well. I just wanted to share something with you today, some encouragement, but also something a little more practical. And had a lot of fun this morning. Pastor Kevin Bruce and Pastor Walter Martinez and myself spent some time with the 7th through 12th graders at Parkview. We had a Zoom chapel with them and had a lot of discussion. And that was good. Anytime you can get those kids to open up and share, it is a success in my book. But anyways, I wanted to share once again from this book on prayer. It's just entitled Prayer by O. Hallisby. And I'm really grateful for our conference president, James Shires, for giving this to me. Anyways, I'm just going to read some of this to you. And this is talking about prayer. And I think that this first part definitely fits the context of us being stuck at home. So it says, we should say to God as we mingle with our dear ones each day, God, give them each thy blessing. They need it because they live with me, and I am very selfish and unwilling to sacrifice very much for them, although I do love them. Then there would be a good spirit in our homes, for God hears prayer. Heaven itself would come down to our homes, and even though we who constitute the home all have our imperfections and our failings, our home would, through God's answer to prayer, become a little paradise. How beautiful this would be if we just started praying for our loved ones, those people that we lived with, whether it's a spouse, whether it's kids, whether it's some other family member or a friend, a roommate. I think that for most of us, we live with someone, or we're staying with somebody. But maybe you live alone. Maybe you say, oh, this doesn't apply to me. Wait, there's more. So moving now outside of the home, it says, it is our Lord's will also that we should include our neighbors in our prayers. As soon as we see them in the morning, we should say to God, Lord, bless my neighbors today. Give them according to their several needs. How unhappy the relationship between neighbors often is. As a rule, trouble begins with little things, either a sheep or the chickens or the dog or a fence or a piece of road. First misunderstanding, then offense, then unfriendliness, then enmity, and finally a lawsuit. If we will employ the holy magic of intercession, our relations will gradually become amicable, even with neighbors who are otherwise obdurate and difficult to deal with. So, what this is saying is pray for your neighbors. Pray for your neighbors. It doesn't mean you have to go over there and bow down in front of them or anything. You can just pray silently. And it can help, especially with some of those more difficult neighbors. Now, taking it a step further, wherever we go, we meet people who are in need of something. If the Spirit could give us that open eye of love which sees both visible and invisible needs, everything we saw would give rise to power. We would turn to the Lord and tell him the needs both of our friends and our enemies. That is how he would like to have us pray. It is written, pray without ceasing. And that's 1 Thessalonians 5:17. So I just wanted to share that with you, give you some practical tips, ideas when you're at home. If you live with someone, whether it's a roommate or family, pray for them. Pray that simple prayer each day. Pray for your neighbors. Pray for the strangers that you meet. And so I thought that this was really neat because I'm actually listening to an audiobook right now on some of the Christian disciplines. And it's written by Richard Foster, who provided the foreword for this other book that I'm reading. And so in that audiobook, he was talking about, just praying for random strangers, praying for people on the street or on the subway or whatever. So I've been getting into that habit myself. When I go walking each day, when I walk past someone, I just lift up a prayer. And it's as simple as, God, may they experience your love and your peace. That's it. And then I read these next words that really cut to me. Do you not think that it is the Lord's will that we should make use of our right to pray for people every time we meet them, even though we have never met them before and have not made their acquaintance? I think that our Lord expects us to make use of every opportunity to impart such gifts, even though it be the only time we meet. And then, if the Spirit of God could fill us with holy zeal, we would soon find time and opportunity to breathe a sigh of prayer. I love that. It makes it so simple. Breathe a sigh of prayer to God for such people. And then this was the part that, personally for me, it cut me because I relate to this. We think quickly. Passing rapidly by a person on the street, we find time and opportunity to make critical remarks to ourselves about that person. It takes place almost automatically because our evil nature is asserting itself. Just think, if the Spirit of God could make the new nature within us so strong that we would automatically lift our hearts in prayer to God every time we met someone. And that's my goal, because I do that same thing. You know, I see somebody walking and I'm instantly judging them. Why are they wearing that? Why are they walking that way? Or I'm driving in the car, you know, somebody pulls into a parking spot before me, or somebody's parked crooked. My first thought is, oh, what an idiot. Or, oh, why are they doing that? And it's just automatic. And so I am making a conscious effort when I see people, even when they annoy me, even when they do something that makes no sense, just lift up a prayer and say, God, would they? I pray that they experience your love and your peace. And I've been doing that for a few days. So then when I just read this a few minutes ago, it was like, wow, okay, God, okay. I think I'm on the right track. So anyways, I have personally found that it's been helpful with just my thoughts and the way that I view people. I'm a friendly person. I'm a nice person. I'm a people person. But what's going on in here, doesn't always line up with that. I'm quick to judge people, just that knee-jerk reaction, even if it's just in my mind. And so I want to get better about that. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you. Thought that maybe that could bring you some encouragement, give you some ideas of some practical ways on how you can share some light during these times and just keep a more positive headspace. So if this is something that you would like to try, you've got other ideas, go ahead and just share that down in the comments. And I look forward to hearing from you there. And also just a reminder, tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. on our YouTube channel, we will be going live with our virtual worship service, and I will be delivering a sermon called Essential. Focus on the God who wastes nothing. I love you all, and I will see you soon.